Hello and welcome to Al Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the East End Evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And tonight we have The Quiet Sky. So, The Quiet Sky, it's by Ryan Brennaman, or the Dr. FF on Creepypasta.wiki. So you can check it out over there. And, I guess we should give our initial recommendations. I'm going to recommend it.
I am also going to recommend it.
I am also going to recommend it.
Wow.
Yeah. When do we ever agree on something?
I know. This is weird.
Don't worry. Through all of our positivity, we will find a reason to not like it and change our thoughts by the end.
I don't know about that. I'll be honest. I was pretty happy and content by the end of this one. So.
I figured as much.
Yeah, and I think you know
it's
why.
very you coded.
It's very It's so bleak and cosmic-y. It's just like
Mm-hmm. And undescribable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Man, yeah. So we started with the last episode. We had stairs going down to from the second floor to the ground floor, and then we went down to a basement, and now we're just looking up at the sky. Very quiet sky in this one. So, but let's with our initial recommendations there. Let's find out why we gave those recommendations. But starting with the rundown. So the story follows an unnamed narrator chronicling the end times as a cosmic presence known only as the Voice responds to one of our old SETI signals sent out to search for other life in the galaxy. As the Voice approaches Earth, it can be seen in the night sky as a growing black spot blotting out stars and even smearing and causing stars at its edges to bleed red. After several months of strange and apocalyptic side effects as it approaches, the Earth is encompassed in darkness fully, and it's lights out for humanity. Turns out we should have stayed quiet and hid rather than see if we were truly alone in the universe. Finn. That was The Quiet Sky. So, I suppose we'll move on to Everyone Tolerates the Grand Inquisitions! At this point, I've got a couple here. First one is, they think it responded to the Arecibo message from 1974. The response to the Arecibo message was received almost 3 months ago in 2 separate parts. So, I feel like it should have been more keep that first sentence of they think it responded to the Arecibo message in 1974, but then the response the next sentence should be the response message was received almost 3 months ago. I just don't think having the Arecibo message repeated so close together is really necessary.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing I have. The scientists begged. It didn't speak. When asked, "What do you want?" the Voice sent a response. So I feel like this part should probably go as follows. So the scientists begged. It didn't speak. However, when asked, "What do you want?" the Voice did send a response. Just because the way the original text was, when I was reading it, it was the scientists begged, it didn't speak, but then they asked a question and it responded. It's just a few extra words just to kind of clarify that however, when they asked the right thing, it responded. It didn't speak, but it responded with something.
I mean, it straight up says that.
Yeah, but the way it's written, I didn't really I feel like it could have been improved.
I see what you're saying though. They're begging and begging, but when they asked, it spoke. Which.
Well, no,
yeah,
it didn't.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because it didn't speak when they begged, but when they asked the question, "What do you want?" it sent a response, and like so like I
When
just feel like some
a
like
specific
however
question,
yeah.
then it got a response. Yeah, so I agree with you. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. But that's all I have for Grammar Inquisition. So, Mikey, the E stands for evil.
I have a conjunction junction.
All right.
And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot, doot.
It started when we called out to the stars, into the darkness. And we were young, so very young. But the skies were quiet. But crying children never cease, and neither did we. It consisted of unintelligible screeching and buzzing sounds that continued without pause for a whole hour. It came not through the radios, but as a voice. It asked in that familiar yet indescribable voice that's always there in my mind. It was like one of my own thoughts had gone rogue and had decided to speak directly to me. And, of course, there were those who truly believed that we had been contacted for the first time by an extraterrestrial race like us, one ready to communicate. It came as a whisper from behind. It let us breathe in the silence for a minute before it made us a promise. It was a promise we all knew to be true. It was only truly visible because of the ring of stars around it. It didn't speak. It was a light for hours, blazoned with orange and red. It rained for a week after the satellites fell. It brings with it the screams of countless souls, and it moves fast. Finn.
Wow. That's a very succinct, almost succinct synopsis of the story.
You say that, but because of the lack of context, because
Mhm.
Mikey grabs a bunch of sentences throughout the story that start with words that they probably shouldn't, like get censor butts, to basically highlight that there's better words to use. The whole start of that made it seem like the voices were all coming from like children of the earth, all crying at the same time and
God.
speaking through their cries
Oh,
because there
dear.
was no context otherwise,
Yeah, that's true.
which would still be horrifying, just different.
Yeah. All right. Gamer, do you have a Grammar in yellow?
I got one.
You said it's so like, I don't know, I got one, whatever.
Well, I should have more, but I only got one. I could like make up some and believe that it's
No.
wrong. After that, reports became rumors and rumblings. Sanity, a thing of the past. So for this, I feel like there just needs a comma between after that and reports. So it's not after that reports. It's after that reports became rumors and ramblings.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since the story does use that like kind of thing a lot. Like as each night passed, comma, the black spot would widen. Like a lot of the time, there's like something mentioned, then comma, and then that. So yeah,
for sure. But that's all I found.
Okay. Then on to actual thoughts. So I'm gonna start with this one here. For years, we scanned the sky for a sign. We sent signals to the stars in the darkness beyond. Are we alone? But the skies were quiet, always so quiet, leaving us to our own makings. So this is pretty early on in the story, like I think like the first couple of paragraphs, maybe. Already was getting the feeling that this was going to delve into the Dark Forest or Berserker theory about like why we haven't made contact or why we haven't seen any signs of life out there in the universe.
You're gonna have to clarify what those mean for those that are unaware. Not that I'm unaware.
No,
I totally know what you're talking about.
You better be. I've mentioned it before.
I don't remember.
So the Berserker. Well, you'll actually be fairly versed in it because you've played various video games that tackle the subject. So the Berserker theory is, I think, the earlier one. Basically, it's the theory that postulates like the reason why we haven't found any signs of life out there is because something has destroyed everything out there, or like quieted everything, like and it kind of stems from like a sci-fi series, like a sci-fi story, I think from like, I want to say the 60s or 70s, I might be wrong on that, called the Berserkers. And the Berserkers are these giant machine things that like live out in the darkness beyond. And every couple of couple of thousand years, they come into the galaxy when they detect a certain level of intelligent life and wipe out those civilizations. Sound familiar, gamer?
It's a little Reapery.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Reapers were heavily inspired by that theory of like why we haven't seen aliens.
Mm-hmm. Mass Effect Reapers, for those unaware.
Yes. The Dark Forest theory is a little bit more recent. I think it came out around the same time as like certain novels like the three body problem and such. But the Dark Forest theory postulates the reason why we haven't made contact with anybody, or like why nobody's responded to any signals that we've sent out, is because they're hiding, because there's something like they're hiding out there in the woods. Like the reason why it's called the Dark Forest is like, why are dark forests like so quiet? It's usually because the animals are hiding because there's a predator somewhere lurking around. And so like, the general consensus is like, we're sending out all these messages, all these like signals out into space, trying to see if we can like make contact with another community or something like that. But the theory postulates that like the reason they aren't responding to us is because they're just as afraid of like us, or like they're hiding from something out there that they're aware of, and that we're just kind of like ignorant of, and maybe we shouldn't be putting out signals.
Yeah.
So it's among the Dark Forest theory and like the Berserker theory. Like there's a ton of other ones of basically just like these very like existential threat sort of things. Like maybe we should be quieter, or like maybe the reason we haven't seen anything out there is either like they're just as afraid of us as we are of them, kind of thing, or like mutually assured destruction sort of thing if we made contact with them. Like or like maybe there's a predator out there that we're just not aware of, but like other communities are out there. So
or everyone is dead because of the massive predator.
Exactly. Yeah. Either or the other one that theorizes like either we are the reason we haven't made contact is we're the first advanced civilization in the galaxy, or in the universe,
in the known universe.
Yeah, like we are literally the old ones. Like we like maybe in the future there will be other civilizations, but like we'll be long dead.
Yeah.
Or again, vice versa. Like there might be like the civilizations out there might have just like wiped themselves out because of a certain like maybe there's like some kind of a precedence or like a limitation to like civilization.
There's a theory that there's a technological limit or something like that.
Yep.
And in order to be spacefaring, you have to surpass it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're either just about to reach it, or we're at the point where we're not going to get any further type thing.
Yeah, we've either
before we destroy ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we've either peaked, or we're just about to ascend, or we're just about to wipe ourselves out.
Yeah.
We feel like society, like civilization is like possibly reaching a point of like no return, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on that same kind of vein of again, like me knowing all these different theories and or being aware of them and stuff, I have my next quote and comments. They think it responded to the Arecibo message from 1974. The response to the Arecibo message was received almost 3 months ago in two separate parts. The first part of the message was received at
the Arecibo message, actually. Put it a third time.
Yeah, the first part of the Arecibo message. Yeah. God damn. So you threw me off there.
Yeah, I figured I would. Sorry, but it had to be said.
But yeah. The first part of the message was received at the Hat Creek Radio Observatory in California. The Allen telescope, the Allen telescope array picked up what sounded like static interference that continued on for over an hour. So I love how this section really brought me back to my days, like to my youth as an alien UFO enthusiast. Like growing up, like in elementary school and into high school, I read up so much at like the local library about the SETI institution. The SETI institution is I think I think it stands for like the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
That's cool.
And it's basically like I think the 70s or 60s, they just started sending out like messages out into the galaxy, like telling get with like messages that like basically explain like what we were like they sent out like DNA code and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I think that's what the Arecibo message is, because the Arecibo message is an actual message we sent out in 74. And it showed like basically like it explained like what we were composed of, like our DNA, and like that we're sugar-based DNA strands and stuff like that. And basically like a hello, like a welcome or hello sort of message out into space.
It was a radio broadcast from what I looked up, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. But the radio message had a code in it that basically explained like what we were. Yeah.
Assuming that they could understand English or whatever languages put out in.
Yeah, they were hoping that like some sufficiently advanced civilization might be able to decipher it, similar to like if we ever got a signal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that met like the broadcast message like from those books I used to read and such. Also, I had to look up the observatory to see if it was real, and it is. It is actually one of the SETI observatories. Also, reading this part of the story where we get like, they sent us this code and stuff like that, and it's like, I swear to God, if this story revolves around decoding the message and reconstructing it as a biochemical agent, I'm praying I'm immune to it. And that is a pluribus reference for anybody who doesn't know.
I do not know.
Pluribus, with it, not really spoiling it, but Pluribus is a show about basically like we get a signal out from space, like we get a response back, or we pick up a signal that has like this code, and then they decipher the code to be basically like the blueprint for a biochemical agent, or like a retrovirus, and the government creates it, and then it basically causes the apocalypse.
Great, gotta love it.
Yeah, and then the story is basically those who are immune having to deal with this hive mind that has been created as a result of the virus. And then we get the next thing I have here. So this is like, I was reading that part and I was like, already again, like, all right, like, I swear to God, if this ends up being a biochemical agent and such. And then we get this part here. As soon as that signal stopped, the real message began. We made contact that day, and we were asked a question. Who is there? It came not through the radios, but as a voice inside all of our heads, asked the question to all of us. I heard it, my wife heard it, the young heard it, and the old heard it. Even the deaf heard it. Everyone, everywhere, all at once. Sorry. Everyone, everywhere heard this voice whisper that question in their head in every language on Earth. And I was like, oh God, it is kind of pluribus. But not really. It's a lot more like a Lovecraftian thing, or like I think there's actually a mention in the story like where it's like we were like the people like reacted like, oh, we finally made contact with like an alien species just like us. And then it says like, but it wasn't really an alien species we made contact with. And that's the thing is like, yeah, no, it isn't. It's more or less like we didn't make contact with a race of beings. We made contact with Azathoth.
Yeah,
like we made contact with an elder god from the Lovecraftian mythos or something like that.
Oops.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Oops, all dead.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say I also wanted to like read this out because I love this scene, because to me it almost intimates that the hour of nonsensical noise that was heard was like a psychic primer, and then the real message, like it was like that scatter of like static and like for like an hour was basically like the dial tone, or like the connection it needed to establish for like
it was
the
the 56K dial-up tone.
Exactly, yeah. Like it used our own technology to basically like create a psychic link to the rest of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing I have, we never made contact. Oh yeah, this is actually saying what I was saying earlier. Like we never made contact with alien life. At least nothing comprehensible or discernible to human understanding. The stars are vast, and in their vastness, our voices had touched the ears of something truly incomprehensible, something hungry and malevolent. The voice. Yeah, that checks out. Azathoth's tummy's a rumbling. He's heard the dinner bell basically.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
for anybody who doesn't know, Azathoth is the spiraling mass at the center of the universe. Sort of like this, like in the Cthulhu mythos, he's like basically like this idiot god at the center of the universe that created everything and can just as easily eat everything.
Why is he an idiot? I don't remember that.
He doesn't have any. There's no actual consciousness. It is just sort of like it is a cosmic force, but it is personified as being like the demon sultan at the center of the universe. But
it's not idiot as in he's a moron.
No, it's an idiot in that it has no intelligence.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, or no discernible intelligence as far as we're concerned. Kind of thing. Again, this story like intimates like, oh, like we were hoping we'd meet like alien life that we could understand. Like, oh, like, and that's sort of really naive of us. Like, I mean, I know like a lot of sci-fi shows and like media propose like, oh, like there might be civilization out there that like evolved around the same lines as us, so like they might be humanoid or they might look kind of like us, but that's so it is rather naive because it's so like incomprehensibly long shotted that we'd meet a species out there that looks even remotely close to Earth analog, like fauna or flora or fungi.
Yeah, they want it to be Star Trek, Star Wars, Mass Effect kind of deal with meeting aliens. They get to hang out with and stuff, but it's not gonna be.
No, yeah, like
it'll be Starship Troopers. It'll be the Tyranids from 40K.
You know, it could be something better. It could be like Rocky from Project Hail Mary, which is also just like a stone crab spider guy, but again, like has no face that we're discernible, and like has a language that's like kind of very tonal, but like almost like musical and harmonic. But like, yeah, it's not going to be. I don't like, as much as I would love aliens to be like familial to us. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to end up meeting something out there that is appropriately wholly alien to us.
For sure.
Yeah, because like again, like we're unless of course like Earth is, again, this is, I mean, I'm just like kind of pulling in from like my alien and UFO like fandom days.
Your tinfoil hat days.
Yeah, my tinfoil hat days. Like unless Earth is sort of the template for like like you have to have like a certain Goldilocks zone in your solar system or star system that allows for like the right conditions to preserve like, or to create life. But like there's also so many different variables. Like the planet could be bigger, could be smaller, so that would dictate like the gravity that these creatures would have to adapt to and such. So like, yeah, the exoplanets that we're going to find out there, like if there is like alien civilizations out there, they're going to be different from us. They are not going to be, they're going to be different from the ecology of Earth to us, probably.
But yeah,
but
they might end up being around the same size. Like if the Goldilocks planet syndrome thing is as accurate as you think it is, where it's like it has to be a planet of certain size, temperature has to be a certain way, you know, then they would be evolving around the same size.
It's possible, yeah. But
or it's entirely possible that all the aliens that we would potentially find would all be way smaller than us, and we're actually the giants.
Exactly. Again, see, we're the great old ones. Like we're the giant like Cthulhu's showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the potential intellectual things in the universe, like the biggest they get is like the size of a dog. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, all this to really say is just like, yeah, no, this story was like touching on all the like deep memory unlock of my days of like reading up on aliens and UFO, like our study for our search for aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. Also and then also kind of cross-referencing with my love of like the Cthulhu mythos and like Lovecraftian horror, because the voice is straight up just it's just it's a space god thing that's just like showed up and wants to eat the planet.
Mm.
And then we get this part. So this is we're getting like the groaning and the moaning of the world like as it's approaching, and then it's revealed this part with this there's something revealed about it, about all that like groaning of the earth. In this quote here, the graveyards were screaming. All at once, the dead had started screaming. Every deceased man, woman, and child was turning in their graves. All the animals did so too. Every dog, every cat, everything that had ever walked this earth. The cries of ancient whales shook the seas, and the shrill screeching of birds echoed in the forests. The caskets shook, and the morgues howled. And I was like, wow, I was not expecting that.
How would you?
I know, like when it described like the earth began to groan and shift and some of that, I was like, oh, okay. I figured it was like earthquakes and like the result of gravitational forces or cosmic forces. Because like if something like that astronomically big is approaching us, like, and even getting close to our solar system, we'd start feeling its effects on our planet.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not expect the dead to start screaming.
Yep.
Like,
and because it says that the dead from like past and present, like there'd be screams coming from like fossils in the ground from dinosaurs.
our oil would start screaming because
Yeah.
our oil is just the oil is just decomposed and like ancient like carbohydrates that are created from like fossils and like ancient like Paleolithic life. So yeah. I don't know, like this shit just went so hard for me. I was like, oh man, this is so good. And I also a little bit of like I guess kitchen sink time or like I could see drawing like using this as like this story as like a template to write a or to run a very bleak purist Call of Cthulhu scenario in the tabletop RPG Call of Cthulhu. Like basically you're just playing the apocalypse and like the end goal is that like, the world's going to be wiped out, but it's just to watch that journey of like people, how people react in that situation.
Yeah, you're fucked regardless.
Yeah. And again, that's very like purist Lovecraftian tabletop RPG scenario. Like there's no, like you were dead from the start, but like we're playing it out just to see how things play out. Or for the or for that final revelation when your players realized, oh, they were fucked from the start.
Yeah.
But the next thing I have here, I hear you. It came as a whisper from behind, an ominous yet oddly playful presence that felt so close, but was truly still so far away. It let us breathe in the silence for a minute before it made us a promise. It was a promise we all knew to be true. I am coming. Gross.
Wow. I didn't want to say it because you'd be like, oh, way to ruin the mood.
But no, like being critically silly there, just like gross.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
but in seriousness, cannot express enough how much I'm really digging the cosmic horror here. Just really digging the cosmic horror. Again, I was having a blast reading this. Like I was reading it out loud to myself.
Nice.
Like if you guys haven't noticed, like that's how I've been reading it. Like how I've been reading it is how I was reading it to myself. It's like I started like the voices like words I would like do in that tones like I hear you. Like I'd do it in a whispered hush kind of tone. So
to sell the vibe better, right?
yeah, exactly.
It did say that they're kind of playful though sometimes. Like that last one would be like, I hear you or something like that, you know?
Yeah, okay, well, because like each time it talks, it's always a period, like it's like single like word period, like single word sentence, like I period, here period, you period. Like so, there's like almost like a pause every time it says a word. Probably because it's trying to like there's some kind of like a translation situation going on.
Bit of a buffer situation because it has to send this message to everyone on the planet in every language
And
read
heads,
everyone. Yeah. But like it has to know how to communicate with all these people, but it's also alien technology / abilities, so it might be super easy for them for all we know.
Yeah, like it might just be like the reason why it's sounding like everybody It's sounds like it's in every language, depending on the person like across the world that's hearing it, is because it's being like directly, like the information is being directly injected into their mind psychically, and so like their mind is having to is interpreting it in their language.
Yes.
Yeah. And then my last thing I have here. The animals started disappearing, all of them. No tracks, no traces, or bodies were left behind. Pets would run away, some violently so. They all retreated, never to be seen again. The forests were left abandoned, the oceans empty. The air was left silent. The world left seemed empty and lonely. They left like water receding from the shore, just before the tsunami breaks. So aside from like that last part being like really just a really cool like analog like I guess metaphor or like analogy of like right before a disaster happens, like the water recedes. So like just before this disaster happens, like all these animals are like fleeing and like ducking for cover, like either going out into like the like either like just going into silent mode, hiding like the rest of the galaxy might be doing for this because of this creature. Critically silly moment I had here, as it was explaining like oh like our oceans are being emptied out, like these animals and stuff like that are vanishing without a trace. So I'm not sure about the other animals, but the dolphins definitely all just like leapt up out of the ocean and into space, and left us a secret message that we never got to hear. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yep.
Hey.
Mikey knows what I'm referencing.
Okay, I do not.
It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In the time before the Earth gets destroyed at the beginning of that book, the first sign of it is that the dolphins, who are actually hyper intelligent and like way smarter than us, all flee Earth before and while doing so leave us a message. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
That's great.
And then there's like a whole musical number in the movie about it. It's like, so long and thanks for all the fish. We're sorry it had to come to this. Yeah. So it was just like, to be critically silly, it's like, yeah, the dolphins just like flew away.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is interesting, like the way it describes like all the animals vanished, like without a trace or track. It's like, so I'm guessing like they all just like went underground or something like that, like basically to try and like hide, because like where else did they go?
They could have just been like taken by the alien force, whatever it is.
That's true, because there were those creatures that like those. I never brought it up in my notes, but there is those sightings of those white creature, those like ghostly things in our periphery. So like maybe they were just like vanishing and like because of those guys.
Yep, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, where would they go? Like you said that they would go underground, but like in the oceans, where do they go? Like into the deep ocean?
Yeah, maybe they just all like it's basically like a suicide pact. They all just went to the depths, regardless of if they could survive it or not, just to try and escape the sky. That would be so fucking horrifying, though. Like horror, like just if you're like a deep sea like rig or something like that, and you just see like all this mass of like sea life. I know it says in the story like we didn't like they left without a trace, but like just being like the one guy that sees it and just seeing like on your sensors, just like this massive exodus of sea life just killing themselves as they go crushing down into the depths.
Yeah.
To try and escape the sky. Like, and even like ducks and like waterfowl are just diving down into the ocean to like escape the sky and dying because they're drowning themselves.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got for this for my actual thoughts for this story. So Mikey, D stands for evil.
Okay. So all right. My first one here is about the Arecibo message. And basically, we sent that message to a very specific location in space.
Yes.
And for it to reach its destination would take 21,000 years.
Yeah.
So it was just a thought experiment type thing. Because the turnaround message, if we get one, will be in 42,000 years.
Assuming that their message travels at the same speed as ours.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like they might have like technology that's more advanced. Also, you want to hear something really trippy? Um, I saw this recently in like a science thing, like a science video. If I think it's like the closest, like one of the closest, if there is life in like one near one of the closest stars to our planet, if they shine a telescope to our planet to like see us, they're actually looking at the Roman Empire because of the way relativity works.
Yeah.
Like they're not seeing modern society. They're seeing the light transmitting to their telescope and like allowing them to see us. We're like that's how crazy vast space is.
That's
Is
how
that
long
like
it takes for the light
of an
reflection to
image?
come back to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I just think that that's why like the only way we're like really traveling around in space is if we have like some way of like cheating FTL or like wormholes, or like we do discover something that breaks or bends relativity, because otherwise like traveling between planets is going to take forever. Even like if it's not like forever for the person traveling, because like again the way space travel works, or the way FTL would work, because of relativity, if you're traveling close to the speed of light, which so far is the only real feasible way we have no way of traveling like faster than light. um uh it might take like a few years for the traveler, but it's like tens of 20s of years for the rest of the for the world that you left. So by the time you get back, a lifetime has passed on your planet, even though you've reached like your destination in like a few years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that signal was like went out there, and then clearly like before it made to either maybe before it made its original like location, it like pinged off of like either Azathoth or like one of his, or some other eldritch being out in the galaxy, and it's just like, oh, lunchtime.
Yeah, it's the only way that makes sense. And I mean,
Yeah.
And it does say later, our scientists claimed that nothing was there, and their radar and scans always came up empty. Their telescopes could see nothing but darkness in that section of space. So it sort of tells me that the being can't be seen by our technology.
Yeah.
So sending the message, we could have sent it directly to it without realizing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other than we send it to a star cluster, which we can see the stars. So
yeah. Yeah, I liked the way it was like the voices described, because it almost kind of gave me this like, it almost felt like it was like a black hole heading toward us. Just the way like it was describing like the outer edge of it, like we could see the outer edge of it by like the bleeding of the stars and like the smearing of the stars. It's like, yeah, that feels like there's some kind of like distortion around its edges.
Also, in regards to what Mikey said, like we just sent the message to a cluster of stars. Well, what you said before, occultist, comes into effect too. We see those stars. That information took that long to get here. So, like our radio message going out or whatever, by the time it gets to those stars could be completely wiped out with some massive entity that like picks up on this and tracks it back to us.
Yeah, exactly. Like here's another like kind of quiet or like sombering thought. Like there's a good chance that most of the stars that we see in the night sky are already dead.
Yep. I hate that.
We're just seeing the ghosts of stars out in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So Mikey, continue.
So anyways,
So continuing on that our technology can't see it, I feel like there's a potential missed opportunity when we get to the section where there were no clouds, yet the sky hung low and gray. And we get the sequence where the sun is no longer showing up in the sky.
Yeah.
Well, what if a cell phone camera or any camera still sees the world normally.
Oh, weird.
So everyone's just being like messed with in their head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if that was the case too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that adds another level to this, which I think would be cool.
That would be, yeah.
Because there's already some brain messing going on because it's sending a message to everyone on the planet, in their heads.
Yeah. And that's the end of my actual thoughts.
All right. Gamer.
Yeah, I got a couple. One of them is like somewhat connective tissues time. Weird, I know. But like it's regarding the intro where it says like people, and the TLDR of the intro is people wanted to know if aliens were real. Aliens heard a real life radio message that was sent in 1974 and came to Earth, which reminded me of a movie that I saw somewhat recently called Starman from 1984, where people wanted to know if aliens were real. Aliens heard a message that was sent on a real record that was sent up into space in 1977. They found it and came to Earth. So I just kind of found it interesting that I learned of two different real life messages sent to space and different stories that were written on them within the same month.
Oh yeah, no, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with the 77 one, they sent like a gold record with a record player and everything, like to space that just had like a bunch of information on it.
Yeah, no, we've sent a ton of stuff. Like I think the Voyager probes or something like that have like plaques that like show what humanity looks like, but like male and female gender, like what our star system looks like, kind of thing. And just like because like eventually that probe's going to keep going out into beyond the Oort cloud at the very edges of our solar system, and might one day get picked up by some civilization out there. So
yeah. It's a real cocky move, isn't it? Like we're putting that out there, being like, "Yeah, come over and hang out. It's cool. But if you're a bad guy, I don't care. We got guns, bitch. We'll shoot your ass down."
I don't think that part is necessary. There's a dissonance between like what the media projects, like because we do have like hopes and fears, and like so on the scientific academic side of things, like we're sending these out in the hope of finding out, like learning like the truth about the universe. Like, are we truly alone? Like, are we the only ones? But then
As we write movies like Independence Day.
Yeah, well, that's societal. That's not academic. That's societal fears that are being turned into entertainment to basically like to try and be. That's a form of catharsis over like the academic thing, which is like the hope of exploration and discovery. I am worried. Or I wonder if like maybe aliens, like they'll get to Earth, like people, somebody like might bring up the elephant in the room. It's like, so like all the stories and movie medium that we like have of like aliens invading and stuff, and they're just like, dude, don't worry about it. We get it. Like we have the same shit back home. Like our pop culture is teeming with like alien life invading our planet and stuff like that. Like in like stories and stuff. It's a natural fear.
Yeah, totally. Now bend over. You got to get probed now. Sorry,
yeah,
it's just the way it is.
This isn't the sexual thing. It's just it's how we learn. And
yeah.
Then that's when they take off the helmets. They're just dogs. Because the dogs because dogs sniff each other's breath as a greeting.
Yes,
and gather information. So yeah,
it makes all sense. All the sense.
They're just all pug-faced aliens, like behind, like the gray, like the big headed, like bug-eyed are just. It's just a mask.
I could see it.
Yeah,
because they'd be like, they will think that this is more acceptable than us looking literally identical to what they call dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's cool, guys, that you have these like little dog things that look kind of like us, but like as pets. We have weird little like bipedal simian things that we call umans.
Umans. Nice. Now the question is, would that start a war between the two species? Because it's like, you're using humans as pets, and they're like, using dogs as pets?
Yeah. What's sad
disrespectful.
What's sad is I think that war would be started by us.
Oh, probably. We love just shooting things.
Yeah, and again, that's again another theory is the reason we haven't made contact is because they're actively avoiding us because of what they're seeing. Like either we're we're still like too primitive to like to made contact with, or we've been considered hostile to like galactic community out there.
Why would they say that?
Yeah, I know. Weird.
Look at the news any day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, that's like that's sort of like it's the push and pull of like making contact with another civilization or another life form out in space is like, how are they going to react? Like there's fears and hopes about it. Like obviously, like we hope that they're intelligent and like
Cool.
and cool with us, but we also fear that like they're going to they're kind of come in aggressively and like start a war or an invasion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why we have decades and decades of hell, centuries of stories about outsiders attack. It's just all fear of the outsider and fear of the unknown.
And there's a lot more stories about the negative option of that than there is the positive, I think.
Yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we definitely have our fair share of like things like Starman. Is for the most part, I think, a positive.
Yeah, he's cool, dude. He was
he's a
just
cool
like
dude.
he crash landed on the planet. I think no, he was flying close to the planet, and then humans shot his spaceship with a missile, and he
Yeah.
crash landed. And he just wants to like get back out into space with his friends.
Yeah. And he meets some good humans, but like again, like it's the thing. Like I'm sure, like if we do meet another alien species out there, there's gonna be some bad ones probably, and there's gonna be some good ones. Like I doubt they'll be wholly benevolent, but I also doubt they'll be wholly malevolent.
Yeah, just like humans, there's a lot of good people on the Earth, but there's a lot of bad people too.
Yeah, I think what it'll boil down to is a conflict of cultural norms and stuff like that as well. So anyway,
oh yeah, I guess I can go to my next one now.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. Next one is relating to the clouds specifically. When the clouds went away, the skies were empty. There were no clouds, yet the sky hung low and gray. If the sun was anywhere in the sky, it never made itself known. Even it had abandoned us. Each day grew slowly darker and darker until night and day became almost the same. So, the way that this sounds, it sounds like the voice basically put some like oppressive cloud-like structure of some kind around the Earth. I don't mean structure as in physical, but it could be like a magical or whatever the hell, what have you. But like, if that's the case, yeah. If that's the case and the sun is still out there, you could tell that because the way it is. But like, because you could see the difference between day and night kind of, so it's still there. So the sun is not dead, because if it was dead also, so would be all the humans if the sun just goes out.
At least after about 8 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd know about it. Well, we wouldn't even necessarily be dead immediately. Like there would be a point, or there would be like, even after the 8 minutes of like total of when darkness like when the last bit of light of the sun like is gone, there'd still be like a period of time. I don't know how long. I'm not a scientist or physicist or anything like that, or a biologist, but there would be there would be some period of time after the sun went out that we would still be around to basically like watch the world end.
I don't even think it would be an hour. I don't even think it'd be 10 minutes, honestly.
I don't know.
Because the big thing is just like the heat goes away, like immediately.
No, well, not necessarily. Like it wouldn't. Yes, it would be like dark and cold. But like again, that cold would take some time to like. We'd suddenly have like a winter in like a few weeks, I think, at best, and then like things would just be dead. Yeah, it's interesting that you brought up that you thought it's like, oh, this thing like projected some kind of like field or something like that over the Earth to block out the sun. I honestly got the impression that it just ate us.
Oh,
like it just engulfed the planet, and so that's why like the clouds are gone, but the sky seems oppressive. That's because it's basically like closing in on us.
But you can still see the sun moving.
It could be like a membranous. Honestly, it could be like a jellyfish. Like we can see some things beyond outside of its like body mass or whatever. But it's like, or like there's maybe some kind of like there's some kind of like lighting it has in itself that like that's basically making up like the lighting that's like slowly dimming. But
it's also not touching the planet with its like mouth, like the inner workings of its mouth. So what's it doing with us if it's not consuming us?
I think it's like it swallows us, and then it's just like siphoning it like in some other way that we're not able to detect.
Maybe,
or it might just be like it swallows a planet whole, and then slowly over like months and weeks or whatever, it slowly encloses and crushes the planet inside of itself.
I guess that's possible because we're not seeing the whole thing.
Yeah, because it's impossible to see the whole thing.
But either way, the reason I brought all this up, with how it describes how the sky is and how little light's coming through, I feel like I wish the temperature was mentioned in this. Where like, because I feel like the temperature would drop a lot because there's so much less sun hitting the planet. So like, it would at least be like Canadian winter temperatures all the time, all over the world, I think.
Yes, the true measurement of like how cold is it? Well, it's like at least a Canadian winter.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how long. I'm actually gonna see it. Like, how long would?
There's the other thing that we could all just be in the Truman Show.
This is true.
Took down the satellites that are projecting the sky.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so interesting. I actually looked it up. Because I'm sure somebody online would or some scientist would have checked to see done some calculations to see how like cold the world would have gotten. So according to, again, the Google AI overlord, their fact stuff, the first 8 minutes, nothing changes. The light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. So we would notice the disappearance of the sun in 8 minutes. In the first week, the atmosphere's greenhouse effects and the ocean's retained heat would initially prevent an instant flash freeze. However, average global temperatures would drop rapidly, falling below the freezing point within 7 days. Within the first year, surface temperature would nosedive roughly minus 73 degrees Celsius. So within a year, our temperatures would drop down to like death, like surface death, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then long term, like millions of years, eventually the planet's surface heat would balance out to at a frigid minus 237 degrees Celsius.
Love that.
But miles beneath the crust, geothermal heat from both planetary formations and radiation decay would keep the deep underground warm for billions of years.
So we should just be living underground, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so we'd eventually probably create bunkers. That's probably what people would try to do in this event.
We should start making those now, just in case.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, apparently, like the planet would be temporarily habitable for for a few months, based on the information here. So
yeah, it's a bad time regardless.
No, yeah, it's still gonna suck. Like basically, the suicide rates would be through the roof. In the first few days, I guarantee, just because of like the pointlessness of it all.
Yeah,
at that point. So,
but yeah, the other way that I saw, like the way that it's being described, the sky and everything, is that it's all just like a shared insanity of the human race that they're all witnessing.
Mm-hmm.
But like outside of that perspective, if you rolled really good on your sand check, then it's just everything is fine. Like there's nothing out there in the sky. It's a normal day. You're not cold. Like if it was a cold thing, but that sort of thing.
So I mean, I know according to the Cthulhu D20 and like Call of Cthulhu RPG, I believe witnessing an elder god or like a great old one, I think if succeeding succeeding one of those, I think immediately makes you lose 1d10 sanity. And then like failing, you have to roll like 1d100. So yeah, like that. I could just imagine like this actually isn't like, it's not actually like killing off the planet. It's just this thing is showing up and like got into everybody's heads, and everyone on the planet just had to roll sand checks. And so like that, and like most of them failed, like except for maybe like isolated few. And so most of the planet's just seeing this like this like all this apocalyptic shit, when really it's just this like this giant cosmic psychic vampire just draining humanity of its mental faculties.
Yeah, like it's gonna take him like 100 years to get there, but he's like, I'll make sure to clean the planet out ahead of time. Psychic attack. Emotional damage, go.
All right, I was like, I'm gonna get there in a couple hundred years. That's fine. Right now I'm just gonna put down some raid. Pull off the tests.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Goddamn, I just noticed the title card he put in the Playtest and Podcasting. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's Azathoth, but it's Azathoth.
Mm-hmm.
It could have also been Groth. It could have been.
Did you see the GIF that I posted?
That's what I was bringing up. Yeah. It could be Groth, the World Eater. It could be Space Eaters. It could be Azathoth. It could be one of the piping jesters in his court, in quotes, that like basically like these giant like amorphous creatures that like pipe and drum around Azathoth that could have just showed up. Yeah, there's any number of like Lovecraftian Cthulhu monsters or great old ones that this could have been, or the one of the outer gods that this could have been, if you're like taking the story and like basically setting it in, or like running it in the Call of Cthulhu tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes, I got a couple more notes.
Cool.
So one is I learned a word. Rather, I've heard of the word many times before, but I haven't like looked up the actual specific definition of it, so I figured I should.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically prostrate.
Oh yeah.
And the quote is, one claimed to have even seen one prostrate upon the ground, hands clasped above its head. He said it was praying for us. And prostrate, for those who don't know, is lay flat on the floor to show submission or exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because like I've heard like I prostrate myself before you, but I never like looked up the definition. I got the vibe, but
yeah,
seeing the definition is different.
Yeah, for sure. Also, kind of on the topic of like those creatures, unless you have something about those creatures.
No.
Okay. I just really
completely forgot about them, honestly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So there's these like gangly limbed, like crooked faced creatures that like are just seen in like the periphery of people's like vision, or like some people just start seemingly hallucinating these apparitions as they like watch them at night. And I kind of like the impression that these are like former victims of the voice. Like these are the souls of the damned, basically. Like these are the spirits of other dead civilizations or dead aliens. They're basically just like observing, like basically watching the next civilization get devoured by the voice.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The thing that I saw them as immediately is Slenderman is one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they kind of have the same sort of description.
Oh no, Slenderman was the Silver Surfer to the Voices Galactus.
Yep.
That's why we saw him first. We started seeing him first.
Or he's just like the scouting party.
Yeah, the Harbinger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can see it. Direct control.
And then my last note is just in regards to the ending. I like the whole revelation of like, yeah, alien worlds didn't send messages back because there's a monster out there consuming worlds. Like they're staying hidden because we should have as well. I like how the story ended on that, because I didn't really see that idea or concept coming, and then it's just, oh shit, you know what? You're totally right. Fuck, we should have kept quiet.
Yeah. It's funny because like I saw it like right off the hop, but I'm more fluent in those theories on like why we haven't seen aliens yet or found any signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got that we should have kept quiet because we made noise and then they came. Yeah. But I didn't think of everyone else is quiet because they don't want to do this.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want this to happen to them.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, I think one of the sci-fi stories out there for like the Dark Forest theory is basically like we've not heard anything back, and then we finally got a message back from like some alien civilization, like suppose like it makes no, like they must have like way more advanced technology than we, because it showed up like way quicker than it should have. But then the message wasn't so much a welcome as a warning, and it was just be quiet. They're listening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all the alien civilization sends us. It's just like, shut up.
That would be like horrifying.
Oh my god. Like, god, that would be such a horrifying thing that like that would definitely be getting covered up. Like governments would definitely cover that shit up and just like, yeah, no, we're searching. We promise, we're definitely sending signals out there. Meanwhile, they're just like, shut everything down. Just like we'll just
Yeah.
pretend that we're sending messages out.
Yeah, they're just like turning satellites and stuff, making it look like they're
Yeah.
doing shit, but they're not actually doing anything with them. They have plugs unplugged from the wall.
Yeah, the big old plug on like those like large like fields of like satellite dishes, just like
Yeah.
whether the satellite dish just like lower down.
Totally.
Oh god. But yeah, no, it was sufficiently bleak for a cosmic horror story. But yeah, so that's all you got?
Yes.
All right. So now I suppose we'll move on to final thoughts. I mean, what more can I say? Yeah, I recommend it. Like it touches all the buttons in my brain for like what I love. Like I just love it so much. It's so bleak, but the journey to the end is so darkly fun, like macabrely fun. Like I don't know why I like this shit. Like why I love this like end of the world like dark shit, and like Lovecraftian horror, like cosmic horror that has like no happy ending. But it's just so gripping to me. It's like, oh yeah, like these people, like this universe is so fucked.
It's humbling, honestly.
Yeah,
Because it's like humans aren't just because the human is in a story and like we're the protagonist, quote unquote, that doesn't mean that we can beat literally any adversary that comes towards us. Sometimes it's just like, no, bro, you're just done. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we'll keep fighting and we'll win. No, you're not. That thing ate a galaxy. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that thing will like look in your direction and you'll instantly go insane. You're not surviving. It's honestly one of the reasons I like Call of Cthulhu, because it's anti-hero fantasy. Because like you're just a little human trying to survive an investigation with something so much bigger than you, your organization, your goddamn planet and solar system.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your entire, like something bigger than your entire species. Like it's just such an interesting take, because like the world, like, yeah, like don't get me wrong, I love myself like heroic fiction and like and good end, like happy endings and stuff, but there's just something interesting about like a bleak no-win scenario sort of like cosmic horror story like this. And yeah, like this one was just oozing with cosmic horror, like bleeding stars. So
nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah, and the fact that like it also pulls from like, it pulls from various like sci-fi theories or various like alien theories of like why we haven't found things out there, and like even like uses like draws on like real world like programs and stuff like that, and like technologies that we've sent out into the stars, and like what if we got a call back, and what if it wasn't like what if it guys, what if we got a call back? And then it's just the saying that again in different emphasis. Guys, what if we get a call back? Like, oh fuck. We're fucked.
A little bit. But yeah, I do like that it was using messages and stuff that was sent out in real life. Like that helps with the immersion a lot of this too. Yeah. Not that I believe that I am living in a world that has been consumed by whatever the hell it was out there, but still helped it feel grounded.
Yeah, I mean that thing the voice hasn't made contact yet, as far as we know. So like, unless we're all one of the deniers, like, oh, wait, I didn't hear that. That was just a dream.
Yeah, that's the only way to win it. Just don't believe in it. It's orc magic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right, we'll see how far that gets you.
I defy you.
I defy you. Stop. Squish. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my final recommendations and thoughts. Like, I recommend it. It was bleakly cosmic horror, and I loved it for every inch of it for that. So, Mikey, D stands for evil.
Yeah, I'm gonna be toting the same line that I like the unknowable cosmic horror that is in this. Although when you look into it, it's like, well, our technology doesn't seem to do anything, yet it can sense our technology somehow.
It's just it's way better. Like it's like if like we were talking to a caveman and like we have superior technology or we have a leg up on evolutionarily to like a caveman.
Or think of it
And
like
just, like,
this.
this thing has the same thing. It's like this thing had got a leg up cosmologically and technologically to us. Like our conventional technologies have no effect on it, or we can't even detect it. But it can detect those radio signals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Or think of it like this. We can feel a mosquito bite us, but it's not going to do anything. We are the mosquito. It is us in that analogy.
I'm okay. So the mosquito, the only reason we detect a mosquito biting us is because it's already started drinking our blood and is actually injecting us with something that itches.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't actually feel the
bite itself.
bite. No.
Yeah. We feel the results of the bite.
That's true. Yeah. That's could be what's happening here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
So-
again, I just really like the idea. Like it's like what do you want? And then the thing responds not in words, just takes out all of our satellites. It's like, what do you want? Darkness or quiet. Oh my god.
It's just telling it to shut the fuck up.
I just it's just our cosmic neighbor, and it's pissed off at all the loud music we're playing.
Wow, I love that.
I like again, like we're making we're laughing and we're making fun of it, but this is that's what you sometimes do as a reaction to like something this bleak. But like, yeah, no, I just love that idea. Is like it's the only reason it hacked us is because it's like get off my fucking lawn,
Yeah.
get off my
And
space
all this-
lawn.
Then all this trash into my front yard.
God, and all that. It's like shut off that music. It's like an angry neighbor tenant, like just like banging on the door or banging on the wall.
For sure.
Yeah, so I like the noble horror. I would have liked the technology to be a little bit more fun, like taking a picture and everything's normal, but everyone sees gray.
Or better yet, a little counter to that, but like also complement that. Some technologies we have, like some photo technology we have, sees it and drives people, just blows up people's heads from looking at it. Like it's just like some cameras like can see see it in its entirety, and it just rends somebody's mind from looking at it, from just like trying to comprehend what they're looking at.
Yeah, I think that's the better direction to take it compared to technology will save us. It's just
Yeah.
technology will actually doom us further. Because
Yeah,
if you
'cause-
take the technology will save us route, then everyone straps a freaking VR headset on their head and grabs a gun. It's like, don't worry, we can kill it now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. Like I'm like, part of me is like, yeah, if you're trying to like add some light and hope to this situation, like that would be the way to go. But the thing about this
Yes.
story is the genre is cosmic horror. There is no hope. So like,
or any hope you have is an illusion.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the thing. Like it could still obviously lead to doom, but it's like, oh well, like it's mind fuckery is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like
the
all
whole-
the things around us.
like it's like, oh, it's all in my head. Wait, it's all in my head, and then you think you're okay, but the world's
Really,
still being devoured by this cosmic entity.
Yeah. And then it double Hamlets, and it turns out that the gray sky, it's just like everything's normal, everything, like the clouds are still out there, and that's the hallucination as well. Like that person's like the people that are seeing that have just gone insane and are just like Delulu land.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as Doom is insured, then the vibe will not change. Because the vibe is immaculate on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still recommend this, and yeah,
cool.
That's the end of my final thoughts.
All right, gamer.
Yeah, I personally liked it. As I said before, I wish that there was a mention of like a temperature change that they were feeling as well, because I feel like you would have, because it went on for like months with the it being like clouded, quote unquote clouded, and getting darker and darker by the day. So like even just a single mention of as the days got darker, so did the temperature, kind of deal. Because it would get colder and colder.
Yeah.
But aside from that, that's like literally the only criticism I have for this. Because the story is well written and suitably creepy all the way through. Like even from the get go, it like you could feel that, oh no, this is going to be a creepy one, like for reals.
Yeah, like this is going to be existential creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. So it tickled the creepiness pretty early, because a lot of the stories is just like, here's a normal thing that's happening, and then like 3/4 of the way of the story, you see where the creepiness happens. But this one gets it right away, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the growing insanity and the level of dread that would like increase throughout the entire story. And it left at a good point where it's just like, we're screwed. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm just looking, like I have my the story up on my tab right now, and I just saw a line that like perfectly encapsulates that. I leave this not as a warning. No, it's far too late for that. Instead, consider this the last realization, the last humanity will ever know. For we used to wonder whether or not we were alone and lost, but never whether or not we were safe and hidden. Holy fuck, that like perfectly encapsulates the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this isn't a warning. Like this story isn't being written to like written out as a warning to like somebody, like some like future generation. No, this guy's just writing this out as a piece of catharsis to get his thoughts out before he dies or goes insane, irrevocably insane.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although, like, the more that I think about it, though, the ending, the very ending part where it has like a wraparound of a guy actually writing something down, does that mess with immersion at all? Because like I'm not living in a world where it's being consumed like as it is in this.
Like, cause again, like this kind of story, like don't try and make this immersive. Like this has an immersion, but like not an immersion level of like, oh, I'm in this world. It's more just like this is a piece of fiction in this other fictional world, like in this other world, and it's like postulating this dark theory or this dark situation. So,
like the most immersive you could get is like the internet can somehow tap into alternate realities where, and in one reality, this dude is writing this.
Yeah, sure. If you want to go that way, yeah.
But But either way, I still enjoyed the story, so I still recommend it for anyone that likes cosmic horror and such.
Yeah. Definitely don't read this if you're not into if you're hoping for something like sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Like that's not the story. This story is incredibly bleak and like cosmically horrifying. So, but
are any creepypastas sunshine and rainbows?
Some stories do have like there's been some
in regards to the ending.
Yeah, toward the ending and some of that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're hoping for even a sliver of hope, don't go into the story.
Yeah, for sure.
But otherwise, all 3 recommendations.
Oddly enough, our positive attitudes did not sway us to the negatives.
No. In fact, our positivity was like for the bleakness and negativity of the story, the darkness of the story. So
pretty much,
like, yay! It's so nihilistic and bleak. I just love that. I love that like weird like contrariness of like being really enthusiastic for a story that's so bleak and like just dark. It's so odd. It's the same with like my enthusiasm for like Cthulhu and stuff like that, even though like that whole stuff is like horror and like terrible and shit. But
it's like a fun thrill ride of like it's like watching a horror movie and enjoying watching the horror movie because it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same sort of deal. Like you get a window into this world where these people are dealing with something so unbelievably horrible. And it's like, wow, that's neat that's not happening to me.
Yeah, thank God. I have the safety of just being the reader of this story, this totally fictional story. I'm totally not. This is totally not going to happen in the future where we'll like something will reply to one of those signals we've sent out.
No.
Right. The camera pans away from me, like up into space, and then just like past our solar system, and then just like in the void, there's something swims that blots up stars.
planet is moving and opens up and eats another planet.
Yeah, I think that's another reason I love this story so much. It's about a planet eater, and like I love planet eaters in fiction. Like I love like the Beast Planet from Shadow Raiders or War Planets, old cartoon series from the 90s and early 2000s. And like there's other like versions of that kind of like that trope or that thing in various like sci-fi series. I think like Star Wars and even Star Trek have like planet eaters like that. So
I'm sure.
or like Unicron from the Transformers series is even like this like cosmic horror that just shows up and eats planets. So yeah.
Is that Galactus's deal in Marvel as well?
Galactus. Yeah. I even brought up Galactus. Yeah, Galactus is a world eater too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just planet eaters for the win. Weirdly enough,
For the loss, technically.
I guess. Yeah.
But for us, it's a win.
Yes. But that's it for tonight. So if you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below, wherever this gets posted. Some of us are on Blue Sky. Mikey is at the E Stands for Evil, and I'm at Review Cultist. You can also send us emails at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com, where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah. And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To all our patrons helping support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely. Because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void. You know, that void of the voice showing up and devouring our world in a quiet sky. And without your authorship, writing and posting these stories on the internet, we really wouldn't have much of a show because we'd have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Now's a good time to mention that we are a part of a podcast network, Crit in the Night, an actual play and creepypasta podcast network. We're there alongside our sister podcast, One Less Die, and our cousin podcast, The Role Playing Exchange, for things that go crit in the night. Until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the E Stands for Evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.